Welcome everyone to the pre-race interviews for the Italian Grand Prix. Today we have Midget Matt and Blaze. First question is going to be for Midget Matt. Last time out in Monaco, you managed to get yourself a podium. What do you expect here?
I think I got lucky in Monaco, qualifying down in seventh and somehow making my way up to third, thanks to some incidents ahead of me. In Monza, I think if you pull a 1.5 second gap over any car, you've got a good chance of walking away from them, especially if they've got another driver behind because of the overpowered DRS and slipstream. So qualifying is going to be key. Obviously, we've got a sprint race this weekend, so that's going to be, I think that'll be the biggest challenge of the weekend, personally, because everyone's going to be so close for so long. 9 laps, I think it is. So
Yeah.
9 laps of battling, and in the race you'll have different strategies for people. So I think podium could be on the cards this weekend, but well, I guess we'll find out.
We will find out indeed. Next question is going to be for Blaze. Obviously, this season's been almost like a stop and start season for you because obviously you've had some internet problems. Do you think those internet problems should be good for this weekend?
Yes, I am no longer on a hotspot and I'm now on actual Wi-Fi, so everything should be running smoothly this time, I hope.
Yeah, it's good to see you back racing again. Where do you think you're going to finish this weekend, Blaze?
I did a trial yesterday and seeing how I did in Monza, and I might either be like at the bottom, like top 9 or lower. Not entirely sure.
I guess we'll find out, right?
Yeah, one way to find out.
Next question is going to be for Midget Matt. This weekend, if you were to get like a bad start or to start somewhere at the back, do you think it is like doable, especially with the sprint race, to fight your way back through the field?
Yeah, I think sprint weekends are very key. Obviously, I've had my best weekend as a sprint in Australia, and I think qualifying, if you have a bad quali, you can throw everything at it in the sprint because you've pretty much got nothing to lose because you then have the actual race start, so you have a second chance. So you can go full send in the sprint race and just try and get the best grid spot for the actual race.
Good point. Next question is going to be for Blaze. This season you've been racing at Haas, but next season are you going to still be at Haas, or do you think you're going to leave?
Guessing by how, lack of a better term, poorly I've been doing this season, I'm likely going to end up staying. But if I have a chance somewhere else, I'm going to take that opportunity. But I might also just put myself in F2 if things continue to not really work out and it ends up being added. But for the most part, I might either stay at Haas or join whatever I can get my hands on.
Fair enough, mate. Fair enough. Next question is going to be for Midget Matt. Monza, obviously, it's a quick circuit. So do you think that, well, I say do you think, I'm sure we all know that wings are going to be quite low, but how low do you think the wings are going to be? Are going to sacrifice cornering completely?
I think there are going to be some people that sacrifice cornering, which will compromise them a lot at the start and end of Sector 2. So that's where some people could pounce. Obviously, I'm not going to comment on my personal wing levels, just so nobody gets an advantage. Because you never know with this league, people can do some crazy things.
Yeah.
But I think some people are going to compromise their cornering speed for straight line speed. And then some people might do the opposite, trying to gain and then actually have better downforce in the braking zones, meaning they can brake later as well.
Yeah. That's very true. Next question is going to be for Blaze. Where do you think your best results going to come? I mean, there's 5 races left of the season. Where do you think it's going to come?
I have a feeling that, like Monza, I might not do as hot as I'd expect to, especially with the turn 1. I've had a bad history, but I think I might be able to pick things up in either Britain, Brazil, or Belgium.
Fair enough. Next question is going to be for Matthew. Your future at Alpine hasn't been confirmed yet. Are you like trying to suss out a better deal with Alpine, or are you looking for options away from Alpine?
Well, I've got a current deal in place for the next 2 seasons with Alpine,
Hmm.
so I guess we'll just have to wait until then.
But what if a seat at another team were to arise and you'd be interested? Would you break the contract or would you stay at Alpine?
Obviously, I'm locked in for at least a season, so nothing's
Hmm.
going to change until this time next year.
Fair enough. Good answer that was. Next question is going to be for Blaze. Obviously, track time is, especially these days, track time is limited and practice is limited. So for you to level up to even get to that next step in your Gcor career, what do you expect to do?
For now, again, all of my data is coming off of how this season went. I'm just gonna try and get my consistency going. I want to be consistently able to do something, so that I don't be doing really good here, and as soon as I go somewhere else, now I'm all of a sudden failing. So first consistency, then I'll work out everything else.
Mhm. Fair enough. This next question is going to be for Matthew. Um, Monza went, not Monza, Monaco. It went quite well, especially the podium. However, you were more than half a minute away from Dino Bambino. Does that cause any concern?
Well, I personally don't think I had a very good weekend at Monaco. I was a lot off the pace. It's just the fact that it was Monaco that I could keep cars behind. And I think Monaco was probably my second worst weekend in the league since
Hmm.
we started back in Japan. So I think it was just an odd one out, and hopefully I can push on.
Yeah, fair enough. Ah, Hurricanes joined us. That's nice. Um, I have a question for you, actually, Hurricane, mate. Um, for next season, do you think you'll be staying with Williams, or do you think you'll be leaving Williams?
Probably. Oh, I'm sorry, I had an issue with my mic, but probably won't be staying with Williams next season. I would like to, kind of, but I don't know. I feel like there's better team options out there. I feel like I perform better in certain cars and everything, and I just think there's better options out there for me personally. And obviously, Coward leaving as my teammate. I would like to have a teammate, and I'd like to work with someone. I feel like it's just good for both sides and the team overall.
Yeah. Have you enjoyed your experience at Williams up to
Yeah,
now?
I have. It's led to a lot of great events with the team, on and off the track. And we've had good runs. I feel like I should have had more podiums at my time, but we've had good races. We've had good runs. I've gotten my best career finishes with them. I got my first podium in a sprint race with them. Almost got one in Monaco. So, we've had a good time. I've had some cool helmet designs with them. The light blue Williams really lets me. It's kind of one of my favorite colors, so I get to have really cool helmet designs with them. And, it's been fun. There's been a lot of cool events and a lot of history at that team, but, don't have a teammate, so it's gonna be kind of challenging.
Yeah. Is this you basically saying goodbye to Williams for next season, or not yet?
It just depends if there's another option arises. I'm in talks with some teams, obviously, but nothing's really confirmed at this point. If nothing comes up, then I'll probably have to stay with Williams. But I feel like there's better options out there for me in my career, and there's more teammates out there. But there's a lot that goes into it. It's not just switching teams. It's about everyone and how they, it's about the team environment mainly, but it's also how everyone else feels about you. So there's a lot that goes into it.
Yeah, that's so true, Hurricane. Are there any teams you've been thinking about,
Yeah, I've
or
been in
not yet?
talks with 2 teams so far.
Mhm.
I haven't really been in talks with Williams. Actually, we kind of lost our team principal technically because Coward's not here anymore. But I've been in talks with 2 teams so far.
All right. Are you willing to expose those two teams, or not yet? Or is that just secret for now?
I could probably expose one of them. The other one, I'm not really sure if I could say out loud. I'm
Mm.
probably not going to say one of them, but I would say I am in talks with Mercedes and one other team.
Ah, all right. Yeah, interesting, interesting. That's going to be on
Yeah.
the front headlines for tomorrow.
Yeah, the other
um,
team I'm probably not going to reveal because there's a lot of reasons to it. But yeah.
yeah, all right. We understand. Thank you, mate. Next question. Next question is going to be for Blaze. Um, this weekend, do you think that I don't know if I've already asked you this question, but do you think you can get a top 5 finish. Maybe not this weekend, but other races in the season.
If I'm being realistic, probably not. I might come close to it, but I might not actually get it. But for the most part, I don't think I'm gonna actually end up top 5.
All right. Cheers, mate. We're going to hit some last questions now. Final question for Matt, Midget Matt. It looks like obviously last race you were a little bit off the pace, but it looks like you are getting slowly closer and closer to the win. Could today be the day?
I don't know. Anything can happen in Formula One, as we know. Obviously, at Monza in the past couple of years, we had some crazy winners that probably didn't deserve, well, definitely deserved it, but were no one's bet going into the weekend. So hopefully, but I've been saying that every weekend, so we'll have to find out on track.
I guess we will. This is going to be a final question for Hurricane. How have you prepared for Monza, and do you expect a very good result here?
Yeah, something I've done different this weekend, which I've never done for any other race this season. I've tested 2 different setups to see which one I prefer. I've never tested 2 before. I would usually just test one setup, and I've done a lot of sim data. I've done some, real testing at the track with the team, and it's looked good. I mean, I've definitely improved. When I first started out, I really didn't know how to get through the chicane, and now I know exactly, or at least close to how to get through that first opening chicane, and I know that's going to be a spot that you're going to have to be very careful in the race, especially lap 1, but yeah, I've just done some new things to test for this track. I've done my own kind of hot laps on my own, and yeah, I've just feel like I'm getting a lot more used to the track, and I've obviously, like I said, tested 2 setups, and I found the one that I like more, and I think that will just help overall in the future and for this race, and yeah, I just kind of know all the spots to be careful at.
Yeah. All right. Cheers, mate. And last question for Blaze. Where around Monza do you think you're going to be strongest? Is it going to be down the straights, through some of the corners? Where do you think you're going to have that advantage?
According to the data I got yesterday, I think the corners might be where I will make up most of the time. I've worked at a strategy. I'm not going to say obviously, but it should, in theory, allow me to have a bit more pace. So sector 2 and 3 might be the ones where things go down for me positively.
All right. Thank you, mate. And thank you to Midget Matt, Hurricane, and Blaze for the interview. Today, the race is going to be at 7 o'clock Greenwich Mean Time, so I hope to see you there around Monza, sprint race as well. Good luck to everyone here and to everyone who hasn't done the press conference, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.